It's time to soothe, groove, and move those hidden innuendos. Hello, and welcome to the program.
Yeah.
Do you mind if because I know you told me this, is it okay if I share that you were cheated on while you were pregnant? You're 8 months pregnant with your son?
I mean, who knows when it really started, but I knew about this person while I was pregnant and that they were texting. I actually, before we even got pregnant, there was one time where I had just gotten back from a long work trip and we were sitting on the couch together and he was like showing me these messages back and forth and trying to like get me to give him funny responses. And she was still in college, I think, at the time. And I was like, I don't care what you say to this like shit. Like, why do you care so much about sounding funny?
Yeah.
And something just kind of like, I don't know. I like feel like my blood pressure is rising just talking about it. But I could just tell, like, even way back then, like, something's off. And I said something to him at the time, like, why is this girl who's in college texting a 33-year-old married man? And he was like, well, now it's going to be weird. And she's my friend. I was like, why do you care if it's weird? Like, that's not normal. I said, and this is, fatal last words. I was like, I trust you. I'm not worried about you. It's girls like that I don't trust. But turns out I was wrong about that.
You said that. You said that it's not you, it's her that I'm more worried about?
Yeah, I said, I trust you. Don't worry about it, which, like, I knew, like, my intuition for years kind of, like, told me that's what was going on, and not just with her. There were other situations when we dated, too, that I knew, and he was really good at convincing me for years that, like, if you just trusted me, if you weren't so insecure, if you were more confident, you wouldn't feel this way. So I convinced myself of that. I believed that because I loved him. And it took me a long time to kind of unprogram that. And my intuition has never been wrong with him or with anybody else. And now I don't ignore that feeling.
Do you feel confident now, like when you're going out on dates? Like when you match with a guy and you guys are deciding on game night, do you say, hey, you know what? Fuck whatever my ex-husband said in the past. Like, this is the new Anna, and I look amazing. Like, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you know that you're going to go out with this guy. Do you feel that confidence now than you did with your ex-husband?
Yeah, but it's it's not even just like I feel like attractive. I feel like physically confident. It's more like, this is going to sound bad, but like I have been hurt and gone through so many things that, like, no matter what happens with this date or how he acts or what he says to me, there's nothing he can say that will hurt my feelings. There's nothing he could do to me that would, so it's more like I go into dates and meeting people more confident, and I trust myself to make better judgments than I did, which to me is more important than, like, if he finds me attractive or if he doesn't. Like, I don't really care. Next one. Like, he wouldn't be going on a date with me if he didn't think I was attractive. So to me, my concern is always like, and for a couple years after my divorce, I felt like I couldn't trust myself. I didn't trust my judgment. It was like, how did I wind up married to somebody who had secret credit card, secret this, secret that? Yeah. And then I kind of learned, like, well, you knew all along. You had that information. You just have to get better at trusting yourself and trusting your own intuition. So, yeah, I feel pretty confident when I'm going out with people now.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, everybody has their moments, I guess. But I don't really get nervous. I just feel like even if it doesn't go well, I will have learned something about myself. I've never really had a date go, like, horribly wrong, where I was like, oh, shoot, like, that would make me be nervous about dating somebody else. Like, I've had guys show up and not resemble their pictures. And one guy, like, it was obviously lying about so many things in his life, and then tried to start a fight with the guy sitting on the other side of me at the bar. And I was like, I'm out. But that's pretty much as bad as it gets. I feel like I've already done enough vetting ahead that I'm like, okay, this person seems normal.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, like when you're going out with this guy, because you know that you know what he looks like. Well, you think you know what he looks like, but then when you see him across the table, like what's your reaction on a scale of 1 to 10? Like as far as how badly you want to leave the date, 10 being the worst, 1 being like I want to be here for another hour or 2 with this guy.
You mean that specific one?
Well, just like any guy, whether it's an attraction or not. Because here's what I feel, and here's what I sense, is that yes, we do match with some fairly attractive people, some people who look good on paper. And then when we're there, I feel like a part of us, we're like, God, I just want to go home. Like a part of me just like doesn't want to be here. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's no excitement. When I see people on dates, I don't see that excitement. I don't see that at all.
Yeah. I've never like left a date super early and said, this isn't for me, I'm out. But I have kind of like, okay, I'm already here. I already put my makeup on. Like I can have a conversation with anybody, kind of like talk to them. And then like, well, it's getting late. I got a big day tomorrow. So cutting it short a little bit versus I would never just like walk away unless somebody was like seemed dangerous or really drunk or, creepy or something. I don't know.
Have you ever gone out on a date to where either you or the guy you're on the date with happen to talk with another person and like get a number from that person? Ever had that happen? Oh my gosh.
Have you had that happen to you?
I had that happen to me. This was actually 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, that's a funny story. This girl and I, we went to a wine bar and we were having a good time. And like, there's a group of guys that were sitting like catty corner to where we're at. And one of the guys would keep coming into the bar and just ordering a round of drinks for everyone. And he wasn't an attractive guy. He just happened to be very loud and just have that type of swagger where he was the captain of the team. Let's just say it that way. And I went to the bathroom. I come back and he is sitting in my seat talking to my date. And from what I gather, and I happen to see like her do something, I'm like, oh my God, did she fucking give him her number? And it happened. I saw her actually physically give her his number. And I'm like, did you give him your number, by the way? She's like, yeah, he's a landscaper. I wanted to get his number. I was like, this guy does not look like a landscaper. Like, you're full of shit. Yeah.
No, that sucks. I'm sorry. I've never really like.
It literally saved me the night. Because again, if you don't want to be with me, that's fine. That's on you, not me.
Yeah, hook up with the landscaper.
Yeah, okay. With the bald landscaper.
No, the only time anything ever like kind of remotely like that happened is I went out to dinner with this guy, and then there was like this group of girls in the same restaurant we were in. Then we went to this bar next door for a couple of drinks after. I go to the bathroom, I come back, and this group of girls has surrounded him like piranhas. And I was like, okay. And he was very like being polite and like not, I don't think he got any numbers that night. But they were girls that I kind of like know who they are through other people around town. Frederick is a really kind of small town vibe. And I was like, well, that tracks for these girls. I bet that works every once in a while to poach somebody's date, but it's not working tonight.
So women do cock block.
Well, it's not like these were friends of mine.
Call it vagina block. How's that?
I don't even think they did that. They didn't prevent me from like having a good rest of my date, but there definitely no girl code with certain girls, I'll say that. But that doesn't really happen among like any of my friends, thank God.
Yeah. So speaking of friends, I actually want to run this by you to see what you think. Because my most recent episode that I posted, we were talking about like safety, like on a first date. Because you have no idea who you're going out with, right?
Yeah.
I actually think it would be so beneficial for everyone for you to invite your best friend or your friend that you admire the most and have them tag along on the date, because both of you know that both of you guys are safe. You know exactly where you're at. And then like for me actually, or for a guy, I think it'd be better because the odds of a successful date of round two is probably in your favor if you play your cards right. So you got to do well by the friend, and the friend's going to definitely stand up for you, don't you think?
You mean like the friend is stealth mode somewhere in the bar and the date doesn't know, or that the
Oh
friend?
no, I'm saying the date. Yeah, your friend actually physically comes to your date. So there's like pretty much three people in the date, right? But again, it's not to what's the word I'm looking for? It's not to chaperone. I wouldn't say it's like a chaperone, but I'm saying just to tag along and get to know this guy, because again, like safety is one thing that's going to be taken care of. And also I think like for the nerves, I think like maybe you and that guy, you guys aren't as nervous because your friend's there. So I think like three's a crowd. You guys have a good time together, raise a couple laughs, see if it works. And if this guy happens to be an asshole, then you and your friend could just bail and just move on.
So that again, because like Frederick is a really small town, I've done that inadvertently a handful of times, and like I'm in a big local hiking group. It's a small town. You can't shake a stick at any of these local bars or restaurants without hitting somebody you know. So like go out with a guy, maybe we go to bar number 2 after we have dinner or like a first drink or something. And there was one time that I went on a date with this guy, like could tell like pretty early on, like he lied about how tall he was, which not a big deal. I don't really care how tall you are, but just don't lie about something that I will be able to tell is not true the first time I see you. And I don't know, like same kind of thing. Like I'm going to see this date till the end. He's a nice guy. We're having fun. So we get to the second bar and like 9 of my friends are there. And he was a good sport and kind of like yucked it up with them. And one of my girlfriends came up to me and was like, "Are you okay? Do you need an exit plan?" And I was like, "No." And she said, "I thought maybe the reason you came here is because you knew you would see people you know and you wanted us to intervene." And I said, "Well, I'll let you know if that changes, but so far no." So there's something to that, I think. I don't know that I'd start a date with a friend there. I feel like that would make a lot of guys uncomfortable.
So maybe like you said, start off the date with each other and then like move it to another place, and if your friends happen to be there, then hey, oh my god, what are you doing here? Oh god.
Like, oh my god.
Going back on the height thing, how over exaggerated was this guy? Like if you tell a guy, if a guy says he's 5'10", like what was it? What was the over under? Like how bad as far as inches?
I mean, I'm 5'4". I was wearing heels that were maybe 3 inches high, and he was my height, and he said he was 6 feet. So if the heels made me 5'7", and you're saying you're 6 feet tall, like I'm gonna know right away I'm not a tall girl.
Right. I don't understand. Yeah, the height is always like.
Why?
I don't think guys do it on purpose.
A lot of my guy friends, and even guys I've gone on dates with, all of them have at least one story where they've gone on a date with a girl and been really upset because she looked nothing like her pictures. Yeah. Or maybe she only had pictures from like the chin up. And almost all of them have said, like, it's not that she was heavier or looked different. It's that she kind of portrayed who she was differently. And I think for both women and men, if you set an expectation that you look a certain way and you don't, like, that's fine. There's like an ass for every seat. But why like set an expectation that you can't meet? Why not just be yourself and assume like there's going to be somebody who's into it. There's going to be somebody who likes who I am. Yeah,
but that's the thing though, is that they do that because they're afraid that no one's going to like them for who they are. Especially when it comes to height and weight. Like those are the 2 biggest factors that can make or break a date. You know, like I think like when I posted that TikTok reel about the girl in the pink velour who was overweight, even though her picture she looked very slim. And that's not the point. I don't care if you're overweight. I would like to still go out on a date with you and just get to know you. Like not, And that's the thing too, is that people think that just because you go on a date, there has to be romance. Not necessarily. You can go out on a date and have a good time and meet people in a friendship way. But again, the point is, I don't care about the weight or I don't care about the height. What I do care about is the fact that you lie. You tell me that you're this person, and I see that you're not. What do you want me to do about that? Do you think that's okay?
Well, and honesty and trust is a really big thing with me because of my past relationships and marriage. And I think if you're going to lie about something that you can so easily be caught on, like your physical appearance, your height, your weight, what else are you going to lie about? To me, that right. says you're fine with lying about anything and you don't care what it means.
Yeah.
It's a red flag for me.
So if you had to be lied to, right, or lied about, what's like the one thing that you're like, okay, I'll let this slide because I know height and weight is one thing, but like, what would be like the one small thing you'd be like, okay, I can get away with this lie?
That's a good question. I think maybe white lies about your past relationships and why they ended, because I think it's a huge red flag if a man says my ex was crazy. So maybe she was crazy. Maybe I give him the benefit of the doubt. But I don't think you should talk badly about somebody. And I think if that answer would lead you to talk badly about somebody, then be like, yeah, it just didn't work out. Save that one for later, I think. Yeah. Let me decide if she's really crazy.
Right, exactly. She may be crazy because she's a pain in the ass for you, but like she could be a pleasant woman to get along with.
Yeah, maybe you drove her crazy. That's usually
Yeah, exactly. See, I remember putting my ex-wife in a bad spotlight, and I feel bad for that. But of course, now we've made our peace together because we got a job to do. We got 2 kids to raise together. Mm-hmm. But you're right. If I put my ex-wife in this bad spotlight, what does that tell you about me? Right? Like I'm just an asshole. So
yeah, and most of the time, like I dated a guy last year who is still like very supportive of his ex, very friendly, is like, she's the mother of my children. She's a great person. It just didn't work out. Has always been there for her, done things for her. And then I've gone out with guys who, she's crazy, she did this, she did that. But then the more I end up learning about them, I'm like, no, you did something to make her like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's always, always, always the case.
Always the case. But are you okay dating a guy who's got kids, or what's your story? What would you prefer if you had to choose?
I've dated guys who didn't have kids. I've dated guys who do have kids. My son has never really like met anybody else's kids. There's a guy I went out with a long time ago when my son was very small, and my son did meet him and did meet his kids like once or twice, but he doesn't remember. And ever since then, I've been very protective over who I would or would not introduce him to. I had a serious relationship in 2023 with a guy who had 3 kids, and I met his kids, and he was about to meet my son. He was supposed to meet my son on a Monday, and he had told me a week before he wanted to get married, he wanted to buy a house, all this stuff. And 3 days later said, I can't do this. Like flipped out. And
what do you think it was though?
I mean, it's a really long story, but basically stuff, he was a recovering alcoholic. He had confided a lot of like really personal, difficult struggles that he had to me when we were first dating. And in this like vein of like trying to be vulnerable and authentic and truthful, I told him about some traumatic things that had happened to me. And he did not like that I wasn't willing to 12-step that trauma, which was not alcohol related. And when I really pushed back against that, I think he just thought, he said specifically, I don't think you've worked through it. And I was like, honey, Like,
What?
I'm in therapy. You're not my therapist. You're not a doctor. You're not a
Right.
medical professional. But like, thank God he did it then, because we literally had like a scheduled day where he was going to meet my son
Oh God.
3 days after that. And it would have been so much harder if I had like, because I'd spent a lot more time with his kids.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot harder for me ending that relationship. Forget like having the rug pulled out from under me, but if I also had to manage my son's emotions with that. So I'm especially after that, I'm very careful. But
can you imagine that? Like you said, if you guys were in a somewhat established relationship, after like 2 weeks in, he met your son, and now he's like telling your son what to do and don't do that, do it my way, and starts
oh my
getting really.
God, I would.
That would be a
lose my
train
mind.
wreck. Yeah. Yeah.
Have your kids met anybody that you've dated?
Just one. My ex-girlfriend. Yeah, she was the only one that they met. She actually lived with us for 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but in hindsight, they told me that they never. I mean, they liked her, but they didn't really care for her because she was a mean person. Like, everyone gets mean. Everyone just changes. You would hope that they change for the better. Like for me, I feel like I evolve. I get better and better every day, and I correct my mistakes. But some people, they don't want to. They just want to keep being that same horrible person, and they feel like they just want to get worse and worse, and they don't want to ever show anyone that they can be like amazing people. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Who knows? Fucking people are just different. So I'm kind of curious to know, because I know that you said you're on Bumble. I'm kind of curious to see your profile, by the way. Can you send me your profile? Can you send me a picture? Like screenshots?
Yeah.
And again, I'm kind of not critiquing, but I love like, not correcting, but yeah, I can say correcting, but like just kind of like telling you what I think would be good as a man.
I 1,000%. My friend Lucy went through my dating profile a couple years ago and made changes that I was like, I'm not sure. Worked like a charm. She saw things, I guess, that I didn't see. So
here, I tell you what, while you do that, I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick. So can you send those to me text?
I'll send you a screenshot. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's have some fun.
Yeah. Judge away.
I'm not going to judge. Well, maybe a little bit.
You, I hadn't noticed this before, but when I rejoined Bumble, I've seen a lot of men who were using AI pictures in their profile. Do women do that? I'm sure women do that. They'll have like one AI picture and then the rest is normal them.
Well, they're all, a lot of these women have like the, what's it called? They're all dolled up, like filtered pictures. Like they don't even look, they do not look like who they really look like. It's, so I guess to answer your question, yes, they do use a lot of AI, Photoshop, filter, whatever it is. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, a little filters, I think it is okay, but there are some I'm seeing that is like AI kind of pictures.
See, I don't know.
AI generated kind of things.
I don't know if I like that, because if it's a little right, because if it's a little filtered, then that means that like there's something that's altered, right? Like I'm gonna find out one way or another whether you have that mole in your cheek or not.
Yeah.
So.
Oh God, it's right there, isn't it?
I love it.
Cool.
Right, let's see. Oh, you sent me like a video too. Okay. So
this
that picture,
the one I would have put first, but Bumble moves your most liked one to the top. I don't know. I wouldn't put.
So can I be harsh? But I'm saying this with love because you're my friend and I love you. I want to help you out in any way I can. Okay. First off, I can't stand these pictures. Is this your child?
No.
Okay.
No. It's my niece.
Okay. All of them are your niece or nephew. And again, I don't want you.
I would never put like my kid in my dating profile, even with the face covered up.
Yeah, but why would you? Okay. But why would you do that? I know why. I know exactly why, because you're showing the men that you're nurturing, that you have that motherly type of role, right? Am I right?
I mean, mostly because it was like summer and I was tan. My arms look skinny, so that's honestly number one reason why I picked that one, is just like being vain.
It is a nice picture of you, man. You look very attractive. I mean, like, obviously, oh, there we go. You still are, but like, I'm like, well, any guy that sees this, like, is that your child? And then I know, because I've seen a lot of these pictures where women put in parentheses, AKA, this is my niece, or just so you know, this is my niece. We know what you're trying to do, but I get you. All right, so let's see the next one here.
It's probably a good swap out, but it's weird that that's like the most popular one.
That's a good picture of you. That's a great pic. Love that picture. But why are you not smiling though?
I don't know. I have other ones where I'm smiling, okay. So it's
all right. I love that. My humble brag is I just published my first book. Congratulations again. That's a good picture of you. Look at that smile. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what a man wants to see, is a woman who's like smiling.
I think that was my first picture, and then Bumble switched it.
Men were looking at the tan. They're like, oh, let's go back to the girl with the tan. Yeah. See
I don't think men really care about a tan that much.
If loving is wrong, I don't want to be right. Irish goodbyes. So you're an Irish girl that likes to say goodbye. You're that girl, aren't you?
That leaves? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In a group of 6 or more people, it's fair game. I'm out.
Would you do an Irish goodbye with a guy?
No, and actually a lot of guys on Bumble, since I put that up, have asked, would you Irish goodbye from a date? Which is a good conversation starter, and I would never Irish goodbye from a date.
Good to know. Oh, that's a golf club. Okay. So you're trying to show men that you can golf and that you're sporty. That's a great picture of you, by the way. I mean,
can golf, but poorly. But no, we do this. Me and my girlfriends do stuff like that every year on Father's Day.
Is your girlfriend single? She's hot. That's like my type of girl.
Amy?
Is that her name?
Her name's Amy. She is in a relationship, but
damn it.
I'll let you know if that changes.
All right, perfect. We're just curious, this picture, was that the same as the first one with the niece?
It was the same day, actually.
Same day, okay.
The summer, yeah.
Got it. All right, what I'd really like to find is someone to put my overstuffed carry-on in the overhead bin. Is that what you really want to find?
It couldn't hurt. I don't like to check a bag, so it's always heavy. You're just
trying to be funny, right? Obviously.
Yeah. I can get it into the overhead bin by myself, but it would be nice to have somebody pick it up and put it in there and go on trips with.
Is your hair naturally curly?
Yep.
It's cute. I like it. See, that's a great smile. Like, show off that smile. There's the party girl. Now the truth comes out. Ready to rock and roll. See, I like this. That's what you need. Not like what you need, but like I think this should be like your second picture, right? It shows you being that great niece, or that great aunt. You've got that serious side of you, and then you got the fun side of you, and then you got the quirky side of you, which is like that sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. So you want to know my favorite picture of you? If I had to choose? This one right here.
Huh.
Yeah, that's great.
I think that's the only one where my hair's curly. It is.
But here's the thing, though. I don't see a whole lot of talking. It's just, this is 1, 2... I don't know. So for me, I'm the type of guy that likes to have a little bit more description, right?
Mm-hmm.
You publish your first book. What's it about? I think that's probably the reason why I did that, is because that will raise a question for a man to ask you. I get that.
Yeah. It's a good conversation starter.
Yeah. Do you get that a lot?
Yeah. People ask me like what it's about. I'm like, guess what? It's embarrassing. But no, like it's been cool to talk to people about that. Because then randomly guys will be like, I write poetry too, which is something they might not have said, when they're first talking to somebody.
Do you believe that though?
Some of them, yeah. A couple guys have actually sent me poems after they've said, like, I write poetry. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're like, I'll read your book. And I said, okay, you'll have to let me know what you think about it if you do. And then, like, uninvited, they'll send me a poem, and some of them have been good. That's happened a few times now.
So how old are those pictures, if I may ask?
They're all within the last year and a half. Two of them were from this past June. One of them was from December. The other one was from last February, which was getting kind of close. And then the other one would have been from the summer too. July, because we were at the beach.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know. Again, that's just me. I would definitely swipe right on you. I would. But like, I don't like that one picture of you not smiling, because I love the smile of you. Seriously, for me, like, I like a smile. I like a smile on a woman.
Yeah. I guess I didn't really have, like, I don't know. I'll have to go back and see if I have any more that I'm like fully smiling in.
My favorite saying is smile. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, it's true.
So now,
you feel like Hinge is the best app where you live, or is that just kind of like become the default?
Well, Hinge and I are no longer on speaking terms.
Did I say Hinge or Bumble?
Bumble.
Maybe,
yeah.
Bumble. Yeah. Okay.
Bumble's good. Yeah, Bumble's always been good to me. But again, a lot of phony, fake profiles. Not sure which one's real. A lot of matching, but then there's really no conversation, like none. And I hate the hi and the wave emoji. Like I'm not gonna respond to those. I don't care how hot you are. I don't respond to those.
Yeah,
I unmatch.
That's weird. I think is part of it because women have to be the ones to send the first message, so they just send an emoji to get it out of the way.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's god awful.
But
then again, like I understand why women do that, because they want men to start the conversation. But then again, I'll start the conversation and then nothing. So I guess like either my questions are not intriguing, or this person has 1,500 men who are asking the same question. And that happens. There's a lot of guys who go after the same woman.
Yeah. Do you think Bumble is like the lesser of all the evils, or like the least bad one?
I think they're
all like that.
I think they're all the same. Wherever you go, you're going to see the same people, same profile, same verbiage, same pictures. So I think we're all fucked wherever we go. You know.
Well, and aren't they all owned by the same conglomerate?
Well,
like Tinder, Hinge, Match, like
Hinge Match, and Tinder. I think they all are owned by the same person or the same group. And then Bumble is owned by, what's her name? I forgot her name.
Oh, she was at Tinder, and then she created Bumble.
Was she? I don't know.
After that, right?
Here, Bumble. Let's see here. Her name is Whitney Wolf Herd. Have you seen her before?
I feel like ages ago in an article, maybe.
Let me show you. She's actually quite stunning.
And she started Bumble because she worked at Tinder and felt that like women should be able to steer the ship, so to speak, so that they can control who can message them and who can't. That was the whole point.
Yeah, that's her as a founder. So Whitney Wolf Herd is our founder. Was a member of our board of directors, assuming the executive chair. So she's smart. I mean, she's pretty. I mean, she's very attractive.
Have you heard of Logan Ury?
No, who's that?
She's now she was at Google, she was at Hinge, and I'm going to get it wrong, I'm sure, but she was the head of their like data sciences or something. And then she moved on to kind of write her own book about dating and relationships, which I read years ago. I'll have to look up what it was called. it's pretty interesting because it's based on sort of like data about dating, personality types, and sort of not like consumer habits, but kind of how that ties into dating. Like she calls people, one category of person is a maximalist. So it's the kind of person who will read before they make a big purchase. They'll read reviews on like every single item, which is like, that's me. And then there's other people who will they won't date until everything in their life is perfect. I forget what she calls that.
What was her name again?
She's Logan Yuri. Logan, as you think it would spelled, and then URY is her name. The book's called How Not to Die Alone. That should have been an easy one to remember.
Easy.
But she's really interesting. Like you can find her on different podcasts and stuff, but she talks about it in a very practical, factual way, which I think is interesting. Not just like, I don't like it, it's not fair. And she's trying to now sell different dating help programs on her Instagram, which I'm not interested in, but her book is a really good read, I think.
I'll have to give it a shot. Now, I'm kind of curious to know, because I know we've been talking a lot about you, but like, which is great because I want to know a lot about you, but I don't know anything about like the type of guys that you like. Can you tell me what type of guy you're looking for? Like, paint me this amazing picture of what your ideal guy is looking like.
That's a good question. It's so all over the map. I mean, the obvious stuff, like I'm looking for somebody honest, reliable, trustworthy, good career. But like physically, it's all over the map. It's unfortunately like really scattershot.
Try me. Let's hear it.
Well, the guy I most recently dated, we actually were like each other's like COVID situationships during lockdown, and we never really like had a falling out or a breakup the last time because we were never like boyfriend and girlfriend. It just, I decided I wanted a serious relationship and he didn't want a serious relationship, and I was like, okay, that's, no harm, no foul. And it's not even that I didn't want it with him. Like I knew all along he didn't want something serious. And I was like, well, then you're not the person for me anymore. And then he kind of came around again summer of 2023, I think, when he assumed that I was single. And we went out for 6 months. He's tall. I'm about to turn 40. I think he's about to turn 47. The one theme is I've mostly dated guys who are older than me. All right,
so give me your minimum age and your maximum age.
Minimum age right now is 33, and maximum I have on there, I think, is like 51.
51. Okay. Wow, that's an exact number, 33 to 51.
Yes, very, very scientific. I don't know if it's, and would I date somebody who was 52? Maybe, I'm not saying it like,
sure,
there's a reason it has to be 51. But yeah, I've gone out with a handful of guys that have been like 7 or 8 years older than me.
Okay. And then height, I know you don't want anyone who lies about their height, but you want a guy who's at least taller than 5'4".
Yeah, taller than me would help. That's not a big hill to climb. I've gone out with really tall guys. I've gone out with like guys who are like 5'8", 5'7". They're, I don't really feel that like that makes it as big of a difference to me as like whether or not they're a good person.
Sure, of course. Again, I'm just trying to narrow it down for you. But like if there's like a movie star or an actor or rock star that like you would describe as like someone close that you like or resemble as your man, who would that be?
Good question. I've dated a couple like John Hamm-ish kind of guys. I don't know. I like funny people. Like, I really like to laugh. This isn't a physical thing, but I would love to meet the class clown wherever he is. It would be nice to meet him.
Okay.
That guy that I last dated said when we were originally seeing each other, "Who's the funniest person you've ever dated?" And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to have to think about that one. How about you? And he was like, you. Like, he said it like he was expecting me to say that he was, and he was upset that I didn't. And he was funny enough, but I don't know. Good sense of humor is important.
Good sense of humor. Okay. And then, like facial hair.
Could take or leave it. Like, it's not like they have to have it, or I don't want them to have it.
Okay. I got a lot of info here for you. I think this is good.
Okay.
What do you think?
Is it like a profile that's going to go up, like looking for a class clown? Must not lie.
All right. Well, I think I got what I need. I think here. Let me do this. You ready? Should I bring the men to you?
Yeah.
Should I call these men? And then as far as like proximity, because I know you said you are. Wait, hold on. You're where in your no? That's Urbana, right?
Urbana, which is like a suburb of DC and Frederick.
So, like, you want that area, or like just all of Maryland?
I mean, Maryland's pretty small. I've dated guys who live in Northern Virginia. That's like a reasonable drive since we're so close. Like Leesburg, Virginia is close to us. Reston, like that whole like DC area.
All right. So the three main areas: Virginia, Maryland, and DC.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The DMV.
The DMV.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Oh, yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm. All right.
So now you know. That's clever. You come here.
I love that. Learning something new. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to bring these men to you. All right. Let's rock and roll here.
Is this a literal bring?
Well, I'm literally I'm going to look at this camera right here. All right, so here we go. So obviously you guys know who this is. Her name's Anna. She is she's going to be a best-selling author, by the way, just so you know. I can see it. Yeah. Go buy her book first, and then you can date her. The name of the book is called... Hold on. Name of the book is called... Where is it? Oh, all right. Name of her book is Swing Towards the Riptides.
Swimming.
Swimming Towards the Riptide.
Swinging.
Swing. Yeah. Page all you swingers out there. You're going to love this book. Swimming Towards the Riptide. By Anna, and then how you say your last name? Osinski?
Mm-hmm.
Osinski. Very, very pretty one, by the way. All right. Paging you men of the DMV. That's Virginia, Maryland, and DC. Anna, best-selling author. This is what she wants, guys. And she, by the way, is an A+ girlfriend. She is looking for... She's looking for men. No more frogs. So we want a guy who looks like John Hamm, either facial hair or not. But he's got to be a funny John Hamm. 33 to 51 years old. Looking for a serious relationship, okay? Honest, reliable, good career. You got to be 5'5" and above. If you are a class clown, if you were a class clown in high school, even better. You struck gold. This is your woman right here. But no, seriously, she is fucking amazing. Amazing woman. She is a single mom. Take good care of her. Be kind to her. Hold her hand only when she allows you to. But no, take good care of this woman, all right? She's by far an amazing woman. And I'm super blessed to have met her. If you guys like her, if you guys like what you see, which I know you do, send me a DM at Hidden Innuendos Podcast on TikTok or Real Hidden Innuendos on Instagram. Got to come through me first before you get to her. And like I said, I'm going to vet the crap out of you guys. And if I like you guys, I'm going to say, Anna, I found your class clown. So, amazing woman, guys. Did I say she's going to be a best-selling author? Best-selling author, I can see it.
Yeah, your mouth to God's ears. Let's not a lot of people buying poetry books these days, but
let's start a trend.
There's a market for it somewhere.
Yeah. We all need some good poetry here and there, you know?
Yeah, well, this is also like, you know, current references, things like, it's not like Charles Dickens. It's not inaccessible. So you're like trying to actually get people to meet. That's interesting.
I'm trying to do this, yeah.
Okay. Well, knock on wood, hopefully.
Knock on wood.
Something pans out for somebody.
Well, I hope it does. I really do. It doesn't hurt to try. So
yeah.
Did we say it all?
Honestly, like, you know, you've been in it. You get to a point where you're like, yeah, I'll try it. Like, put me on the internet. I don't care. What do I have to lose?
Put you on the internet in a good way.
Yeah.
They can go south.
Yeah.
Did we say it all? I think we said it all, right?
I think so.
Yeah. We had a good time. Well,
Covered a lot of ground.
Let me ask you my closeout question then. You know, with you being a single mom, with you being cheated on, dating right now in Maryland, best-selling author, soon to be. If there happens to be a song that helped you go through the good, the bad, the ugly days, tell us what's the name of that song.
Honestly, so part of like the really nerdy thing about the book is I created like a Spotify playlist to go with it. So if you search Swimming Toward the Riptide on Spotify, you can find this playlist. And a lot of those songs are ones that have obviously meant something to me and gotten me through it. One to find out.
You want to use your phone?
Oh, well, another, it's not a specific song, but Third Eye Blind is the band that got me writing when I was 15. A lot of their lyrics are very poetic. So part of my thank yous and acknowledgement in the book is to them. And I'm trying to ship them a copy. So if anybody who listens knows a mailing address or an in with anybody at Third Eye Blind, I'm trying to get a copy to them because like I've seen them live 12 times. They mean so much to me. Their music saved my life in a lot of ways. And it's, you know, I would like to pay it forward, or at least like let them, they don't have to read the book, but like let them know that it meant a lot to me. So yeah.
Hell,
not a song, but a band.
So I'm going to make this really cool little reel for you. And I'm going to definitely plug the shit out of Third Eye Blind for you. And I'll see what I can do. I'll definitely, I mean, it doesn't hurt to fucking ask. So
you never know, man.
I had a great time with you tonight. Thanks for being with me.
I know, this was fun. Really good conversation. I think what you're doing is really cool.
Thank you.
Because I think I told you I listened to a couple like dating and relationship podcasts, and they skew you really young, and like they're just like not connected to the audience. They're not like relatable, I don't think. So I think it's like what you're doing is relatable, and you're in it too. So that's really cool.
Thank you. I don't even listen to my own podcast, so I'm like, don't even tell them what podcast.
You're living it every day.
Right, yeah, it's like it's kind of like a bar or like was it a bartender like not want to make their own drinks? Like I'm tired. I don't even want to drink anymore. So
yeah, no, I get that.
But I love it, and I'm so blessed to have met you. Like, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being with me tonight. Like, it means the world to me. So thank you.
Of course, thank you for giving me a shot and talking to me. It was a really good conversation, and I really hope you find what you're looking for too. And I'll of course share this with my girlfriends, and if Amy ever is not in a relationship,
this message is for Amy. Amy, you did it to me, by the way. So yeah, Amy, if he does something wrong, come to me. I'll take it.
Except for remembering that I was supposed to come up with a song. I have a very good memory, so I won't forget that. I promise.
No comment.
Yeah.
Well, let's come back again though. I'd love to have you back on again.
Sure.
Down the
anytime.
road. Yeah.
Anytime.
You're amazing, girl. Thank you.